Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 585. I'm your host, GPD, here in Long Island, New York. As always, we're joined by a man who is also an exclusive on the Epic Store, Wombat.
I am just epic, and people like to store me in things. Maybe?
Oh. Did I use this one already? Last time there was an Epic Store exclusive?
I think you did. I tried to come up with something to add to it, and I failed miserably.
Thank you. So we both failed.
But Shipwreck's here, so that counts for something.
I haven't screwed up yet.
You got plenty of time.
Yes, we'll just bring up the word mayhem another 8 dozen times.
My favorite pork product.
Mayhem.
Yep. Comes out next month.
It's because it's on sale after Easter.
Right.
That's when you have to go and buy your mayhem.
What are you talking about?
So last week we did a show. You may recall you were on it. And Shipwreck talked about something that involved the word mayhem. I don't even remember what it was.
Okay.
But Borderlands.
Right.
And he kept pronouncing it as mayhem.
Got it.
As opposed to mayhem. And people commented on it a lot.
Guess what? I am from Ohio.
So I am doing some good-natured ribbing to my good friend Shipwreck about his mispronunciation.
Fantastic.
Very immature.
I never said I was mature. But I am waiting for after Easter to get my ham on sale. Those cheap mayhems.
Don't give Pitchford any ideas. Product ideas. I mean, is the game, it's just called Borderlands 3. It's not.
Yeah, it's just called Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
No.
There's no
colon.
I'm glad there's plenty of colons.
They didn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
So what's going on in everyone's life?
Borderlands 3 has a release date.
Yes, September 13th.
I pre-ordered it today.
Why?
I did not.
Why?
So I was ready. If the link was there. I have my GCU. I punched the ticket.
When is that leaving?
GCU is not until December of this year.
Oh my God.
Sometime in December.
How did you work that again?
I bought it.
He bought it at the right time.
Right. See, I got in on it a year before everybody else did, so I was on a different cycle. You guys were on the year later cycle after I convinced you guys to.
Right.
Well, you know, what they say is if people are in close proximity with each other, eventually they'll be on the same cycle.
Right. But I'm a couple states away.
Right.
So
we're on the same cycle, Wombat. But.
Yes, exactly. I think our listeners know that.
So, yeah, no, I pre-ordered my, I don't know, $100 edition.
You didn't go $250, huh? You don't want the doodads and the knickknacks?
I don't need all that crap. I've got enough of that crap around here.
But it's got knickknacks and doodads.
That's too much.
It's $150 worth of that stuff.
Of knickknacks and doodads.
No good.
I just wanted to buy like the $100 version for $80 that had all the DLC because I know that I'll do something with that.
I'm sure you will.
And you're happy to get your discount.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this will prevent you from an onslaught of Borderlands 3 ads on various social media channels.
I doubt it.
I saw so many on Instagram today.
You know where I saw them today? A little site called cheapastgamer.com.
Really?
Yeah, huh?
Wow. It sounds like I'm going to get paid.
Pizzade.
Or
Cash
not.
money. Bing, 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 bing.
Not. Yeah, that's pretty. I guess that's pretty quick. I guess the game. Yeah, it's only a few months away.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about games pretty early.
I know. We're really just trying to prevent you from talking about exercising because no one cares. Literally, not one person in the universe cares about your updates on how you're doing on a rowing machine.
No. Okay, I have a good ping.
No one
I
cares.
know. Well, so what? Who said I was going to talk about it?
It's on the outline.
Put it on the goddamn outline.
Doesn't mean I'm going to talk about it. I put a lot of things on the outline that I don't talk about.
Okay.
Is that true?
Is that why you put penis size on there every week?
Not every week. I have to leave room for rowing. Switch off. Okay,
I
I swear I have a good ping pong story.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like the Prince.
No, this better be
Jimmy
the best
Fallon
This better be the best goddamn ping pong story that ever gnipped a gnop.
It's not. It's not that. Anyway, so I was at my weekly lesson at Spin in New York, and I noticed that Judah Friedlander walked in the club, and he knows my coach. I mean, it's a small community, the ping pong community, the people who play seriously. Everybody knows each other more or less. So he came over and they hugged or whatever, and he was meeting a friend there, I guess, and they went and they played. So I was doing my lesson with JP, and I was like, hey, you think I could play against Judah? You think? And he called him. Eventually, he called him over, and we played. And I looked him up. It was funny, Wombat. When I was on my way into the city, remember I sent you his ranking page, just like
You
randomly.
did. You were talking about him prior to this event. So psychic.
It was very weird.
Psychic energy going on.
The weird thing was that I found this app called Pong Mobile. Not an app, it's a website where you can just easily look up everybody's ping pong rankings. So I've been just looking that up. Anyway, he's much higher. I had just randomly looked it up. Or maybe I saw on social media that he had played recently or something. Anyway, I sent it to Wombat and Shipwreck, and his ranking is like twice as good as mine. Anyway, so I got to play against him. I got to play a match against him. He kicked my ass very handedly. He plays a chopping style, like defensive style, which I'm not used to. And he's also good, which I'm not used to. So after we played, I was talking to him, and we were talking about paddles and stuff. And I said to him, I was like, we really need you to make a table tennis podcast, because there's nobody really who can be an ambassador for table tennis, who could get people excited about it in this country. And maybe you could make like a podcast or something, and that could get people interested. And he had a response to me, but I don't think I can tell you what the response. It's not like bad. He was very nice and everything.
It wasn't yes.
It wasn't. I guess somebody had contacted him about something about that, and maybe he's doing it. Okay. I don't have any details, but anyway, he was looking at my paddle, and he was looking at the rubber on my paddle. And remember, I posted a picture of it on Twitter of my new paddle.
Yes.
He was like, oh, these Chinese rubbers, like I had bought these before, and like the quality's not quite there. He's like, I just feel like it's just not that good of a quality somehow. It's like, oh, really? I thought it was all kind of the same. And, we thanked each other for the match, and he left and went to go sit on the couch somewhere. So I was finishing up my lesson, I'm playing a match with my coach, and I go for a shot, and my paddle hits the table. And sure enough, I rip my brand new rubber. The very same rubber that...
now you're going to have another kid.
It's this... Right, this is the type of rubber you want to be breaking if you're breaking a rubber. So literally, this is 5 minutes after Judah said to me, these are cheap rubbers, and this is what's going to happen. So he was sitting on the couch, and I walked over. Immediately, I walked over to him, and I was like, you had to say something, right? You totally jinxed me. Look at this thing. And he was laughing, and he recommended a less shitty rubber to buy.
Trojan?
Yeah. Anyway, that was my fun ping pong story.
We're all better people now.
Yeah. He's really good, even though, I didn't know. I don't think I was expecting the chopping style, the defensive style. I should have asked my coach for a heads up on that. But he's also much better than me regardless. I'm playing my first tournament in like 2 years on Sunday, and I'm excited.
Is it going to be televised?
Only if somebody videotapes it. Only if somebody goes to Flushing and videotapes it.
Wombat.
Actually, you know what? Ty will probably videotape it.
Okay.
I'm not going to Flushing.
Right. Yeah. Because mine is before his, so he'll be doing nothing. But I don't know. I don't need that kind of pressure. You know what I'm saying? All right. How about some show feedback?
Sure. So Isidus has to say, I've been listening to the CAGcast for over a decade now, long enough to ditch my original username for something less embarrassing. It's the highlight of my Thursday nights at work. But holy effing crap, I'm going to ditch this podcast like a radioactive Wii U if Wombat doesn't stop saying SEO. Radioactive Wii U sounds like something that if you could get that domain name would be good SEO.
Yeah, that was a weird perfect storm of Wombat just saying that over and over again. Hence me naming the episode that.
Yeah, well, it was funny. I mean, that was the point.
I agree. It was funny.
It was funny. Comedy's repetition.